All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Word on the Ave, show where we try to unravel the minds and the common sense, the miseducation of the American population.
Hey,
you say what?
So you fighting an uphill battle? That's dangerous.
Oh yeah, it's an uphill battle, but somebody's got to do it. So that's what we try to do here. Have some fun while we doing it. But I'm Corey Gilmore. Got my co-host with me. You want to introduce ourselves for the folks that don't know?
Go ahead, Lauren.
Hola. Good evening. Good people, bad people, all people. Welcome.
What is good, everybody? It's your boy Randy Anderson, man. Yo, welcome back.
All right. So we got like always, man, we got a good one. Like always, man, we always got some fire for y'all, man. Drop some good perspectives, man, on stuff that's usually dealing with the reception that these incidents get. And what we do is, bring some, like I said, bring some clarity to the situation. Bring some clarity so, creates good infrastructure. So I know everybody saw the viral video of the Dallas, I'm sitting there getting it shared right now. Everybody saw the viral video of the Dallas restaurant owner at the True and the True Kitchen and Cocktails restaurant down here in Dallas. I believe it's in the Deep Ellum area, a spot I frequent a lot, but never been in that, never visited that restaurant yet. But it's a viral video of the owner. He's going off. He's snapping on the customers.
Yeah.
He's snapping on the customers. Guess they were in there twerking. They're twerking on the tables, twerking on the furniture.
I'm
gonna play this video. I'm gonna let y'all see it. We're gonna get into it.
Bet.
We're gonna see if this was justified. We're gonna get to the details of what happened, and we're gonna ask, was this justified? Did they deserve this? Just based off the reaction. It's had mixed reactions.
Yeah, sure did. From celebrities and non-celebrities alike.
Yep.
Make sure y'all hit the like and subscribe button too. Yeah.
So here we go. Okay. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
All right. We'll play it now.
Invested a lot of money into buying this building, into developing this concept, so black people can have somewhere nice to go to, okay? Somewhere where we can feel good about ourselves and come on, stop the music, please. Somewhere where our people can feel good about ourselves as a culture, okay? Yeah, no, real talk. And so all this twerking and shit, taking the prime, taking the pink, don't bring it here because we're a restaurant. And so beyond that, 75% of my customers are ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves and how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are twerking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it now. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out.
Just real quick. Key thing I want y'all to listen to. Put your thumbs up because the audio switch is over. I'm dealing with a ghetto audio, so just put the thumbs up if y'all hear me. Key thing I want y'all to listen to is what he says right here. It may not seem like much, but just listen. It says,
twerking on glass here. If you want to do it, get the fuck out of my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it to show respect for themselves and how they carry themselves here. My customers are ladies, and I want men to show respect for themselves.
Come on.
ladies. And I want men to show respect for themselves for how they carry themselves here. So how can I tell the men to respect themselves and you guys are talking on glass here? If you want to do it, get the fuck out my restaurant. Because I did it for our people and I did it for our culture. So don't do it. Don't do it again. I don't want to hear it. If you don't like it, get out because I don't need your money. I need to provide something for my people. And don't do it again. Thank you.
Let me get the audio back to the squad. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear us?
All right. So that's the video. There's also other video. So what it sounds like happened, and what they said happened. They even put out a statement. They said they confronted this particular table multiple times about it, and they refused to listen. There's also video showing the ladies standing up twerking on the couch. The reason why I played that particular part is that's just a small part. That's just a small piece of. It's relative to what we're talking about right now, anyway. But he shouldn't feel like he has to say that as the cast where it's men. I have to tell men this. So why do I got to tell you this? Because that's a huge problem that we, and speaking in the generalization, y'all know I've kind of moved away from the whole generalizing and the whole tribalism aspect, but we talking about moving as in a general sense and moving as a tribe. That's a big problem that's we dealing with in the Black culture is we're almost treating women as if they're children. As if they're children, you know what I'm saying? And if that's what it is, then that's what it needs to be addressed in a general sense. Now, nobody moves in a general sense. Everybody's more individual. That's the type of culture we have here in America. And that's, and that's how things should be. Everything should be, move individually, have a certain set of rules, you know what I'm saying? A certain standard that we move by, but be able to have a sovereign, like I said, our sovereign nation to where we can do what we do individually. But that's just something to mark down when you hear men talking like that and how he had to address the crowd is because that's a huge problem. And a lot of times, and even when you look at the comments, it's almost as if women are above reproach. You had men saying, you had men basically, this is men saying this, not even women, because there's a lot of women that are like, this is bullshit, but you had a lot of men caping, them Derek Jackson types, said women should be respected no matter what.
That's a lot. It's false.
No matter what, we always say respect is earned. I personally, I like to treat everybody with respect until I gotta get into their ass. But and even when they wrong, I'm still come at you like, hey, okay, try to keep it respectful. But if it goes somewhere else, then it's gonna go somewhere else. Mm-hmm. But the only ones we tend to basically give a pass to are really children. But if we're gonna put women in that category, and this is for people that look at everything in a tribal nature and as a coach, as a general nature, then men and women aren't equal.
Ooh.
Women cannot be equal. The men are the lead, and you are supposed to, just like a child is supposed to be subservient to the not subservient, but the child, the child is supposed to respect and listen and submit to the adult. Well, then it's supposed to be like that for women. If y'all operating within that concept. Now, I don't go by that entire concept. I believe that adults, men or women, have different parts to play. They have different strengths, weaknesses, and they both have to play to their strengths and weaknesses to lead the children. But other than that, let's get into the actual confrontation and how he addressed. So what do y'all think about this video? Was he wrong? Was he out of pocket? or was it completely justified? Let me know.
It was justified in my eyes. It was justified. It's like, yo, he said that he put time, money in his like that. Like I'm not not his dream or whatever, but like he wanted that business to grow for his people. You know what I'm saying? Black people.
Uh-huh.
Now, when I say this, I'm not saying 99%. You know what I'm saying? But it's a solid 97%. You know what I'm saying? That are good. It's always the 1 to 2%. 1, 2 to 3%, that always fucks it up for everybody else.
That's what it always.
My bad, messes it up.
That's what it always is. Yep.
Yeah, and like honestly, I think how a bunch of people were taking it negatively. As a black business owner, yo, he has the right to do that, and they wouldn't be doing that shit in. My bad, I'm trying to reform from using words. They would not be doing that in a white establishment and or Asian establishment. Let's be honest. They would follow the guidelines and the rules if they were if that was a white or Asian establishment. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong, but I doubt I am. You know what I'm saying? And so like, basically, like I said, man, I agree 150% with the dude. But yeah, Lauren, go ahead.
Take me to an Asian establishment that's got a DJ.
You got to go to China for that.
take me to a white establishment like that doesn't have a DJ.
You said that doesn't have a DJ?
That doesn't have a DJ. Take me to take me to one.
That does have a DJ. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Does have a DJ.
Yeah, take me to one. Can you take me to one?
I'm sitting there trying to think of one, but I can't personally. I'm pretty sure there are some.
It's all the way in Florida.
But I can't think of one.
A white restaurant that has a DJ
in Florida
that doesn't have a dance floor, that doesn't invite dancing.
Well, did that have a dance floor?
No, I'm just saying he had.
Well, did that have a dance floor?
I mean, you can have.
Because I've been to like there's a lot of black restaurants do that. I've been to a Jamaican restaurant to where they have a DJ up there playing.
Because if you're eating food, you want to listen to, you know what I'm saying? You want to have good vibes, good music and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like go with your good food.
Did you listen to the music? Did you listen to the music?
I forgot. I think was it Juvenile? Was it Back That Ass Up?
It was some ratchety.
Okay, so go ahead. I think I know where you're going with this, Lauren. So go ahead.
I mean, my thing is you set the tone in your restaurant, right? So you set the tone of a upbeat, fun atmosphere. You know, now their definition of fun was listen to the music and, you know what I'm saying, twerk that. I look at this two ways. Okay, number one and most important, in my opinion, is as a business professional, I don't need to cuss you out. I will do everything within my legal parameters to get you out of my building if I feel like you are breaking the rules in my establishment, for the lack of better words. So that's basically what he was trying to say, that you were breaking the rules of his establishment. Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna cuss you out. I'm not even gonna get loud, to be honest with you. I'm not even gonna get loud, to be honest with you. Because if you watch the video, because I watched the full video, because I needed context, right? I needed context because the soundbite wasn't good enough for me. The soundbite was not good enough for me. I needed context to understand what exactly happened. Now, what I do understand in context is that this wasn't the first time he had asked him to stop. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the first time he had asked him to stop. He said, hey, you know, and you can't hear it audibly, but you can tell that, you know, you could tell that, you know, he's asking in a polite manner to not twerk. Like, don't stand up and twerk. Now, you got little Shay Shay in the corner, and I don't know if anybody caught this, but Shay Shay in the corner, she just didn't get up, but she was in her chair twerking. Like, she sat in her chair acting like she eating, but she was in the corner twerking. But So I didn't connect with get the fuck out of my establishment. That's what I didn't connect with. I was okay with, him if he would have professionally approached him like, ladies, I already asked y'all once and y'all can't seem to respect my rules. So this is the last time I'm gonna ask you. This is the last time I'm gonna ask you. Go ahead.
Do you think that's more of a to each his own type of situation though, right there? Especially with him.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it is totally to each his own. I just don't look at that as I don't see what they did that was confrontational. Like, I felt like he invited that crowd by having the DJ playing that type of music. You kind of invited that crowd,
Yeah.
I mean, but some people can't control. Okay, so we're talking about a black establishment here.
Okay.
And he said he wants to, for his people, black people, that he wants to give them good food and good, basically, honestly, if you got a DJ, you want to give them like the music that they listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like, that they listen to. They're not gonna listen to no Beethoven. Like they're not gonna listen to no EDM or nothing like that. So you're gonna give them their music that they want to listen to, or that he thinks that they want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like there's not R&B. There's not classic. It's not classic R&B or something. You know what I'm saying? Smooth jazz. Black people love. Hey, hell, black people, especially black women. Black women love some gospel. You ain't got no Kirk Franklin. But check this out. Like, listen. Basically, DJs. I've had a couple conversations with DJs, and DJs literally they go by the energy of the people, and they also have to go by a certain list of music. Some DJs do. Of the establishment that they're in. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can't really get into their bag with the music that they want to put people on to or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because people won't really vibe with it, because they'll be like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, turn on some Gucci Man or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Lil Beezy. You know,
no, not Gucci Man.
You said what?
See, I could be I can be okay with everything, except for the fact that he was confrontational to what I feel like he was trying to make a point to
everybody else.
No, I feel like he was trying to make a group. Yeah. He was trying to make a point to the entire group.
Mm-hmm.
However, he was really focused on the group that, was getting out of hand in his opinion. But like I said, I felt like he invited this atmosphere to his restaurant. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion, is that he invited this atmosphere to his restaurant by the music he was playing. Because think about it. Think if you think, all right, Shay and Tanya, right? They go out to eat, you know what I'm saying, and they go to this spot and they like, girl, you need to come here, man. They playing Juvie, they playing all the junks, girl. We can have a good time in here. So next week, everybody come. You got Shay, you got Tanya, you got Keisha, you got Lil Raina, you got everybody, right? They all in there, and they all came for a purpose, to have a good time based off of the vibe that was presented the first time they came. So that's why I'm saying, because a lot of people are like, nah, if it was in a barber shop, you wouldn't have a bunch of girls in a barber shop twerking. I was like,
you ain't been in no beauty shops?
No, a barber shop, and I was like, I don't know that many females that go to barber shops and just hang out.
That's why I said beauty shop.
That's a male's establishment, for the most part. So
then you talking about a place that probably has. I didn't look at the menu, but seems like a place that would have drinks involved.
And again, they do. You can kind of see in the cut, if you watch the whole video, you can see a bar set up. So I'm like, you got alcohol, you got music, and a little bit of space. There was a little space. So you are inviting all of that. You were inviting everything that came with that particular scene. So now we can fast forward. He did ask them to stop. So out of respect, they should have stopped. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Out of respect, they should have stopped. They should have said, "Oh, sir, our apologies. We didn't know." They should have been done. They should have been done. But they chose to be disrespectful. So he felt like, hey, I gotta get loud. I gotta get loud at this point. Nah. Hey, I got some patrons in here that are disrespecting what I asked them to do. Mr. Officer, I need you to ask them to leave. Make it simple.
Yeah.
Make it simple. You ain't gotta go off on them like that. Cause what point did you get across? None. You didn't get any type of point across. Cause I guarantee you, those chicks are gonna go over to exactly where you told them to go to and do the exact same thing and not give a damn about what you said 5 minutes ago. That's exactly what's gonna happen. I understand his point. His point was we need to be classy. We need to be classy. You know, I'm trying to create a classy vibe to my restaurant, but I'm like, your music didn't justify classy. So since you invited it, you can't be mad that it entered your establishment. You know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, I mean, that's kind of where I get stuck. Is you invited it. You invited a party atmosphere, and that's what they gave you. They gave you a party. You just didn't want that there.
But you can be classy and still listen to hood rat shit. You know what I'm saying? So like that's where I'm just like, ee.
But that's not. But you ain't really gonna get that. You're not gonna get that type of vibe though. Like if you think about, because there's tons of restaurants that play music in the background.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about restaurants. I ain't talking about clubs, nothing like that. I'm just talking about flat out restaurants that play music in their establishment. I have never been to a spot. I have never been to a restaurant that played Juvie while I was eating. That wasn't hood. That wasn't hood.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta realize the ones in the cut got the, you know what I'm saying, they got the best foods. You know what I'm saying? You gotta risk your life to get a little, you know what I'm saying, some of the best food in the cut.
Who gonna go somewhere to risk their life to get some food? Some hood rats.
Hey.
They got them fire wings.
What?
And I want to give a little.
I said Randy ain't lying though. He ain't lying.
I'm saying.
I want to give a little bit more backstory because I want to make sure I understood and did my research as I prepared. This is not the first time that he's had an altercation. This is not the first time he's had an altercation. He actually owned another restaurant. Is in the middle of a lawsuit because he claimed somebody stole his recipes or something.
Ooh. Well, that's actually a big thing.
Yeah, so he definitely is a fighter. I would say that much.
They stole his 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah.
He got a restaurant down in I believe Houston. He said it's in Houston. He also has a nightclub. He also has a nightclub here in Dallas also.
Have you been?
No, I haven't been to the nightclub.
Okay. Yeah, I would just really be interested in, like, you know, because when I think about what type of crowd that I want to come in, I think about my ambiance too. Or the ambiance that I create within my establishment. That's not to say that people have a right to disrespect you in your establishment, because they absolutely don't.
Yeah.
You know, when he asked the first time for them to stop, out of respect, they should have stopped. You know, but now you're trying to say that, now you're trying to tell Black people how they should be. I created something that Black people could have. Well, why are you any different than the Black liquor store down the street? Like, that's something too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, his point didn't even necessarily. I understood his point, which is everything ain't got to be hood. But I mean, you put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, you know, and then you brought a DJ that played like I said, I go back to the energy that he created, not anybody else.
That's
With
facts.
the energy that he created within the confines of the creative way that he wanted to present his establishment. Like I said, don't get me wrong don't get me wrong. Like he had a right to say what he had to say. He ain't had to drop the F-bomb. He ain't had to say, get the fuck out of my restaurant. If you can't comply with the rules that I have set, because really, if you don't want no twerking, it ain't no different than when we go on the power, when black folks or any younger person goes down to the Power and Light with a white tee, they not gonna let you in. That is the rules to their establishment. They will not let you in. But it's also posted in a lot of places. Like if you go to certain spots in Power and Light, it says no white t-shirt,
No cap.
no hat, no baggy pants. The rules are set forth before you even step in. You ain't allowed to step in. You either see it or somebody's telling you. So maybe he gotta put a sign out there to enter my establishment, no twerking.
Clapping them cheeks.
I mean, I don't know what, and that's why I say, it's one thing to say, I need to follow my rules. Presentation is everything. If he would have simply said, guys, I don't allow twerking in my restaurant. If you continue to twerk, you will be asked to leave the restaurant. Not, I don't need your money. Not, get the fuck out of my restaurant. I will ask you to leave my establishment. Yeah, I know your hot ass asked to say anything. Go. I know.
I understood what he was trying to say when he said, I don't need your money, because I don't think he really believes that. Because if all his businesses were to stop making money, he'd have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? He's going to feel that. I think it's the wrong choice of words. What he meant to say, and I don't like to put words in people's mouth, but what he meant to say was, I'm not willing to compromise myself. You know what I'm saying? Compromise how I want to run my business, no matter how, you know what I'm saying, how crazy the rules are. It's still how he wants to run things. And he's not willing to compromise himself for your dollar. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what he was saying. But yeah, man. Yeah,
I totally understood he was trying to make 2 points. And that was one point. And the other point was he was actually trying to say that, again, we don't have to be hood. You know what I'm saying? We can come and eat and have this type of music being played and just come and enjoy yourself with the company that you bring into the restaurant and just enjoy yourself. The classy. That's another point he was trying to make. Black people, we need to keep it classy. We ain't always got to be hood with our presentation. Yeah. So I understood all his points, and so really it goes back to, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Because I can also guarantee you that it wouldn't have went viral if he didn't say it the way he said it. We're not even discussing this. We're not even discussing this. This is not even a story. Yeah. This is not even a story unless he didn't say it the way he said it. You know, but it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Like I said, I mean, I totally respected him, especially after watching the entire video. Like, a lot of people caught the sound bite, and that's what their emotional response is based off that 40-second or however long it was sound bite. Now, if you go back and watch the entire video, you see that he had already approached a table or two and said, "Hey, please don't stand up. Don't dance on the table. Don't stand in my chair." He did ask, and he even did this. That is a thank you. You know what I'm saying? In most languages, that's thank you. So he did ask respectfully, and then they continued to disrespect. It's just how he handled it after that I took a little bit of issue with, because if you want to claim to be a business professional, it don't matter what your audience is doing. You must maintain your professionalism anyway. Now, let's say one of them chicks was like, fuck you, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. That stuff is hard when you working in the customer service industry. I've been cussed out by customers. I've been spit on by customers. Did I want to come across the counter? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I maintained my composure and I said, hey, that is furthermore not tolerated. I will call the cops if you choose not to leave right now. I will call the cops. So, like I said, it's tough. He's in the service industry, but he has to always maintain his professionalism, no matter how pissed off he gets. No matter how pissed off he gets, because certain people are just who they are. Like the hoods came to eat. Nobody said that just because they walked in a classy ass restaurant that they wasn't gonna act hood. Nobody said that. If you can go to an establishment, and if you catch a hood person, it'll make you chuckle. It'll make you chuckle. Hey, what's this calamari? That's calamari. Yeah. What's calamari? What, ma'am? That's calamari. Yeah. So I mean, it don't matter. It don't matter. Like, you know, that's people's lifestyle, man. They gonna live that lifestyle the same way you live your lifestyle. Because none of those people own restaurants. Otherwise, they probably would respect what he had to say.
Right. Yeah.
I guarantee you, if any of them were business owners, they would probably respect what he had to say. But ain't none of them business owners. So they just being who they are, doing what they do. So unfortunately, you can't have high expectations all the time. But what you can do is you can ask for and demand respect. In your business, your place of business, you can do all of those things. Mm-hmm. And if people are unwilling to comply with what's being said to them, you have every right to ask them to leave, to show them the door, or in the words of the great Martin Lawrence, get to stepping.
Get to stepping.
I thought you were going to say
get to stepping.
Yeah.
But
the good Lord split you.
But you have to maintain your professionalism and do it the right way.
Yeah, it says something about when you talk about the energy, because you know he's saying he wants to create a space where, you know, a comfortable space for Black people to where, you know, it's not, you know, chaotic, and you know he's not the only one that's doing that. There's plenty of people that doing it. There's people who, you know, open clubs. You know, we see it in Kansas City. There's guys, they want to create a cool place, you know what I'm saying, for Black folks, you know, to mingle, you know what I'm saying, multiple of them. But when you start playing when you start playing the type of songs, or, you know, hell, even at this place, they got, you know, a strict dress code. They don't allow certain things, ones that are usually associated. And like I said, when people look at this, they look at it the wrong way. It's not that everybody who wears this style of dress or wears this type of clothing do this, but it's when this shit happens, and the shit happens too often, when the shit happens, the person who has it is usually wearing that attire. The person that has it is usually wearing that attire. So you're gonna address it. You're gonna say, the survival instinct is gonna say, well, let me outlaw that. You know, because that's much better than saying, well, damn it, I don't want no damn Black people. I don't want no Black people in my establishment, or I don't want no Black man in my establishment. I don't want no Black woman in my establishment, and so on and so on. But better than saying that. So yeah, but he sets the tempo when he has that type of music, and he should know that. You know, you're gonna bring that type of crowd in. And yeah. But you know, another way, a lot of the reception to it, people were taking it as, you know, you got that music, and I know this isn't what you were saying, Lauren, but a lot of people were stopping their take on it and saying, you know, a lot of people are playing the music, and you know they're gonna dance. You know, you're not supposed to. You know what? You can't dance. You know, you're playing twerk music. I think. Yeah, y'all said juvenile. I heard some sources, not sources, but I heard some people say that he was playing throw that ass in the circle. Throw that ass in the circle. Oh, it's like, You gotta have self-control. Now, of course, a person's gonna get up, they gonna dance, whatever. And if they told them, like you said, if they told to sit down, it don't care what type of music it is. I don't care if it's the most ratchet music. The owner can customize his restaurant because he is the business owner. He makes the rules. He can tell you, I only want people with red shoestrings to come in this restaurant. Don't come in here talking about they burgundy or pink, off color reds. Say, I want this specific type of red, blood red shoestring. Don't come in. You have to comply. It's his restaurant. He can do whatever he wants to do. You sit up there talking about, oh, what was I supposed to do? The music came on, like, the music came on. I can't control myself. Like, nigga, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You can't control yourself.
Hey, go watch it. Go watch that shit, and you may have to pause it a few times for why he's having that. Matter of fact, you probably can't even see it. You have to find a video.
I've seen it. I know what you're talking about.
You see the girl, like, he's sitting there talking, and she's behind him, sitting in the chair.
In the green.
I'm telling you, like, she did not get up out of her seat. She was sitting in her chair, just twerking in the chair.
Twerking in the chair.
Yeah. Yep.
Twerking in the chair. I saw that. Yeah, it's in the green. And maybe he didn't have a problem with that. Maybe he had a problem, and I probably want to believe that he didn't have a problem with that because he wasn't over there talking to them. It's just when they sit up there getting up, standing up, and doing it. And like what it sounded like was his problem was, like I said, they were standing on the actual furniture because maybe it is a restaurant to where they want dancing or whatnot. But then, maybe it's like, twerking is too much. If he don't like that, if that's not what if that's not what the type of representation that he wants in his establishment, then you can't do it. I don't give a crap. I heard one girl talking about this is the dance of the culture and got to talking about what they did in the African culture and all that crap. It's like, we're not in Africa. We're not in Africa.
You know what though? You know what though? I honestly did think about that when I thought about the whole process of twerking. I was thinking to myself like, man, what's that movie? Save the Last Dance. Save the Last Dance. If you remember, granted it was in a different atmosphere. Kerry Washington was twerking on her dude.
Oh yeah.
She's twerking on her dude, so it's not like twerking is anything that's like brand new. I mean, that's
it's bad. It's bad twerking. I was getting twerked on in parties, man. In what was that? 2003, 2004. It's just when white people, white folks get a hold of something and it becomes brand new. Oh, they're twerking, and then it started becoming mainstream, and they said they're doing it on They said they're doing it on Good Morning America or one of the mainstream shows. You got a white lady up there trying it, and they all laughing, ha ha ha. All that silly crap. But we've been doing it.
They've been twerking since Juvenile said Cash Money taking over for the 99 2000.
Yeah. So nothing new. But yeah, you definitely have to control. You got to expect certain things. You got to expect the environment. But like I said, he may still want to play that type of music. But
it was a unique vibe. It was definitely a unique vibe for them to play, hip hop music in a sit down restaurant. Like that is a different vibe, and I think it's cool. Like I said, I don't think, again, this is not a story if he doesn't approach it the way he approached it at the end, not in the beginning. He approached it in the beginning properly. It's not even a story, but I just think, if he would have changed his wording, he would have been all right. He would have been all right. Like when you tell one person, as loud as he was speaking, if you tell one person to get the fuck out, more people, and probably people that you didn't mean to ask to leave, are probably going to leave too. Why? Because now I thought I was coming to a classy black restaurant that plays hip hop, but it looks like it's problems here. So I guess I can't eat here, and I'm talking about the classy person. I'm talking about the classy person, because now you've raised the level of hostility as an owner. So I'm like, oh, well, he up here cussing at his patrons and stuff. Like, I'm good. I don't want to come here either. So not only do you lose the hood ones, but you probably are going to lose some of the classy ones too, because you raised the hostility level. Like, you told everybody you was the owner, so you know you want to feel good about yourself and everything like that. Great, you know, but you're going to lose more than you gain by doing something, by creating a hostile situation at that point. Now, this could have went viral if he would have called the cops, because then the cops show up and saying them like, hold up, we was just here eating, you know, I don't understand, you know, yeah, he did tell us to not twerk, but it ain't like we was tearing his shit up, because really I don't think they were standing on the furniture and shit. I think what they was doing was they was leaning over on the table. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't.
He said that in the statement that they put out that they were on the furniture, had her hands on the windows and was standing on the actual.
Okay, the wind. Okay, oh, yeah. I can't. Okay, well, you know, like I said, you know, you can't. My mama never allowed me to stand on the couch and do shit.
Get your ass down. We got some comments. Comment section.
Shout out to
that's Sherelle Ritchie. That's Mom Dukes. Randy's mom said it's his restaurant. Also, she says he was angry. Maybe it happened more than one time. He wanted to nip it in the bud. Yeah, most definitely. Got to get it out the way. Melvin Lamont Brown says, Lauren, I believe the owner was in his full right to do what he did, though I didn't care for the way it was done. But then people should respect others' property and themselves. Just
Ditto.
Working on the tables, shake my head. Yep.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I had zero problem with anything that he did. I just take issue to the fact that, you know, he had to raise it up another level and say, you know, get the fuck out of my restaurant. Like,
yeah.
I'm cool. I was cool with everything he said. Like, even if you wanted to turn this into a, you know, we gonna have school and dinner at the same time, and you want to educate black people on how to present themselves a little bit more classy, whatever, I'm cool with all that. But when you start cursing, you've now created a level of hostility that's not just put on the group that you're talking to. It's put on every single patron in your establishment.
Spreads out. It affects your business. Now, it went viral, so it could inspire, and it could have it affect to where it inspires people to want to come, you know, because there was a lot of people that were like, oh, I'm visiting that restaurant when I go there.
It's lit.
Like, oh,
you know what they gonna do?
There was a lot of black men and women that was like, hey, I'm going there as soon as, hey, next chance I get, I'm going to that restaurant. Hell, I even said, man, I'm about to check that restaurant out. And then there was some that was like, nah, I'm not dealing with that.
They're gonna be twerking when they go to.
Hey, I look like
there's some that's talking about they don't. There's one more, DeLawrence Shepard Jr. What's up, DeLawrence, man?
What's good, fam?
I think this was a valuable lesson for the black business owner and the black consumer, as we don't discuss business culture amongst ourselves enough. This speaks more to the mindset of some. Yeah.
I like that. That's beautiful. That was beautiful.
That's exactly what we do. That's exactly what we do this for. Because there's got to be an understanding. It's got to address the mindset. At least plant that seed. You know what I'm saying? So we can have
and that's what he was doing. Like, he was doing a great job until he started cursing. He was doing such a great, because that's exactly what he was doing. He was educating black people on how to have a classy presentation in our own world, you know, in our own world where we could listen to our music and still be classy and have a good time. I was cool with that until he started cursing. I was like, oh, okay, that's where you lost me. That's where you lost me. You know, because that's like a teacher saying, if you don't like the way I'm teaching, get the fuck out of my classroom.
Yeah.
All right, that's cool.
Instead of saying, hey, you know, hey, if you're having a problem with the way I teach because you're not connecting with it, help me out. Help me out. You know that, and see, it's funny because you have so many business owners that are taking offense to the people that are siding with the twerkers. You know, you have black business owners that are taking offense. I've seen multiple threads, multiple comments, and you know, all the business owners is like, man, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I said what I said, and you gonna do what I say. And it's like, is that seriously how you would talk to your customers? Because if it is, I would like to visit your establishment on your busy nights. Because I guarantee you probably have about 15 people in
Yeah.
That's a good point. That was a good point.
You know, so
yeah, that's very stressful.
You know, because I struggle. I got some dudes and females that have posted videos, and they're all business owners, and they like hell to the no. Like he was totally on point, and I'm like, where? Like he was on point till he took it to the level. Like, and that's the thing. Nobody's arguing whether or not he had the right to do what he did. Like everybody, I think it's almost 100%. But at most sensible, logical people was like, it is his business. This is his business establishment. He has the right to set the rules. I don't know too many sensible people that are arguing that notion. The argument is in his presentation. The fact that he took a situation that involved two tables and made it into a restaurant issue. Like now it's a restaurant issue. You know, now you're talking to the whole damn restaurant about four girls that was working. Like, why are you singing? Like, I'm over here enjoying the music and eating and talking to my people. Like, you fucking up my dinner now. You know what I'm saying? I came to eat too. You fucking up my dinner. So, you know, I that's why I said you got it's not what you say, it's how you do it. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Like it's presentation, man. Presentation is everything. The mood that you set, the energy that you bring, you know, like all of that matters. And when you know, to Lawrence's point about, you know, business and business culture, you know, maybe that is something that has kind of gotten lost within our culture, you know, because, you know, some of that is, it just boils down to standards, you know. Like, I don't go out to eat to dance. No, I go out to eat, you know. And it doesn't matter where I'm at. Like, if I show up to a restaurant, my objective is to sit down and have a meal. That's my objective, to talk to whoever I came with, you know. Everything's good, everything's copacetic, you know. You know, but that does come down to talking about standards as a culture. Because I can guarantee you that, you know, you're not going to go to very many established Caucasian restaurants with established Caucasian people, and you see people starting to get up on tables. You're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. You know, so there is a level of standard that needs to be reintroduced to certain groups of people within the culture. I'm not even gonna say everybody. I'm just gonna say certain groups. Hey, young lady, young man, this is how you carry yourself when you out in public. You know, my mom used to tell me something. You're not gonna go out in public and disrespect me. Like, I don't want nobody coming back talking about, oh, girl, I saw your son out there in them streets last night. Yeah, you need to talk to him. My mom was very, like, my mom talked about, hey, this is how you present yourself out in public, man. You ain't out there trying to diddy bop all the time and bust some heads. It's like, that's not how you represent yourself, because you're representing me too. So don't go out there and clown. So there is a lesson to be learned from the young ladies that were twerking, and hey, represent yourself better than that. Yes, this is not the right establishment to be doing all that. Now, if you go to the club on Saturday night, yeah, it's gonna be some people that's talking about you on Sunday morning because you're out there cutting up. But it doesn't normally happen in a restaurant. So I understand his point. You know what I'm saying? It's just that his presentation was a little bit flawed. As with everybody can be called out for flawed presentation. Mm-hmm. For real. Everybody can be called out for flawed presentation, but I mean, unfortunately, you went viral, so everybody gets to talk about you. Yeah. And that's it, and that's what it is. That is seriously what it is, man. If you type in Dallas restaurants, that's all that comes up.
Yeah,
it's gonna pop up.
That's all that comes up. You don't see the restaurant that has the whatever the top certification. You don't see none of that right now. You see a bunch of videos with reactions to this.
Hey, Killing A been killing everybody else's business. Get this dude out the way.
Yeah.
That might be the people who's the detractors. It might be them people, man. Hey, don't go there. This motherfucker taking all our shine, man. Yeah, I'm never. Hey, they acting like they outraged. Acting like they outraged. Hey, what was you gonna say, Randy?
So I wanted to say two things. First and foremost, Lauren was not telling women what to do with their bodies. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing that. Because I know how some people like to take people out of context, and he was not saying that. And also, I wanted to say that. So, what if
abortions are bad?
So basically, to one of your points. So he was speaking to them at normal tone, business tone at first. Then after the fact that he couldn't get to him that way, then some people would say you have to turn up with black people because they only understand that turn up. You know what I'm saying? So what is your thoughts on that?
I mean, I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. Be a business professional. You don't gotta turn up. That's what you got. That's what you got. Security, if you feel like you need to have it, that's what you have police for. You get on the phone and you say, I have a problem in my establishment. Now, what the police are gonna say is that most police would say, well, sir, do you have the sign posted that says no dancing in your establishment? It's not against it's not like you don't have anything posted. So, I mean, they're gonna have a hard time. But most police,
even with that, they'll tell the police, because especially with you being the owner of the establishment. Now, if it was just and I don't even know, because sometimes, even sometimes an employee, it could be an employee.
Oh yeah, a manager.
Agree with that, but you're talking about the owner of the establishment. Yeah, the police are gonna say, they're gonna say, ma'am, I understand it doesn't have this and that. I understand, you feel like you can do this, but he doesn't want you on this property, so you got to get off of this property. Hell, there was a did I do that? I think if you go back probably about a year ago on the Word on the Ad page, there was a situation at the gas station that was like that, and they turned into a whole, police brutality situation or something like that. But it was basically like, hey, you got to get off of the property. He doesn't want you here. No, there wasn't police brutality. It was police arrested him because he didn't want to leave, but he was saying like, yo, the owner of the convenience store
establishment asked you to leave.
Profiling me. He's like, I understand that, but he doesn't want you here. Yeah. And as much as that hurts, as much as it sucks, you gotta go.
Rules, because
you gotta go. Yeah. It's just like that, if you at some, and to understand that, when you understand that concept, a lot of things, that'll bring on a lot of other things, because then you'll carry on that concept when you're at another person's house. I remember I got into it with a cat at their spot. I got a little too drunk, you know what I'm saying, man, with the folks, man, and man, I'm doing some crazy shit. He's like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying, man, you gotta go. I'm like, nigga, throw me out of here. told him, throw me out of here.
Man,
and you know what I'm saying? Turned into a little tussle. Turned into a little tussle and had to break us up. And, you know, and Cuz came to me later like, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Wasn't nothing personal, you know, just you had to go at the moment, you know. But I was, I was 19 at the time. 19 at the time, which should be old enough, but you know how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Still a knucklehead. But, you know, as the years go by, you know, you think about situations like that, and it's like, damn, you know, what the hell was I thinking? But, you know.
Man, I'll raise you one, man. I'll raise you a story, man. I had somebody at my house, and this was probably like 6 years ago. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna mention no names. I don't want to dime nobody out. But I did the whole, hey, don't do that. All right, man, my bad. Hey, don't do that. Oh, hey, man, my bad, man. Hey, man, they gotta go. But I didn't. But you brought them. They gotta go.
Yeah.
Like, this not in my house. You gotta respect my rules. You know, I'm sorry. You gotta go. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't trying to embarrass nobody, but I got rules. I got standards in my home. You know, I own this home. So you gotta comply with the rules that are in my house. And if you can't comply, then you know what? Like, man, I help you put your coat on, whatever you need help with, but you gotta go. You know, so I totally understand, you know, him being within his right to do what he did, because he was totally within his right. You know, again, it just boils down to, you know, present yourself in a classy way, because that's what you're asking for everybody else to do. You're asking for everybody else to present themselves as classy in your establishment, but what did you turn around and do?
Yeah. Also, that carries over too. The way that we respond to things and understanding what things that have become a part of the quote unquote culture, understanding how to address these things, and are we addressing it the proper way, or are we just pouring gas on the fire?
Yeah.
So that you know, because you know that could have very easily turned into something else. You know, dealing with the wrong cats, you know, dealing with the wrong people. Then, you know, they ignorant. So then here they come. Oh, he cussed us out. Now they coming up with their boyfriend or some BS like that, and now they want to come shoot up this one fight or come shoot up the spot. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's a whole nother topic, a whole nother deeper topic.
Yeah. You know.
Now you're absolutely on point with that statement, man. It's sad that you got to think about that, but you do.
But it's reality, and he's got every right. Like I said, he's got every right to. He can respond how he wants to respond, but you got to understand. You got to be ready for anything that comes afterwards, whether it's justified or not. Anything that comes afterwards, it's just the reality. Whether it's loss of business or whether it's something physical confrontation, you got to anticipate. You got to anticipate. Yeah.
For every action, there's a reaction.
For every action, there's a reaction. Exactly.
It's the reaction.
Yeah, man. It's like I said, man. I was like, I'm watching the video, and when you watch it the first time, you're like, okay, all right, he's kind of upset. Get the fuck out of my restaurant. Oh, whoa, let me rewind. I missed something, you know. And then I was like, but I'm still missing something. Like when I watched it, I'm like, I'm still missing something. So I'm trying to find a full video, you know. And I'm interested. I would be interested to know what he said to him the first time, because he did do this, you know. But I'd be interested in what he said, though, you know, because nobody knows what he said. All we know is what he said. But nobody knows exactly what he said. I'd be interested to know.
He's in there whispering. In there talking low to him. Listen, motherfucker.
Or he said, right.
Listen, motherfucker. I'm trying to run a restaurant.
Yeah, get that. Yeah, because I mean, how easy would it have been for him to be like, hey, ladies, man, get that, don't Don't do that shit in my establishment.
Yeah.
So when you said that first curse word, boop, 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 I already took it up a level. Because now you cursing at me. Now you cursing at me, and disrespectful people. Respectful people don't want to get cursed at. Disrespectful people really don't want to get cursed at because all they hear is, did this motherfucker really just tell me what to do? Is this what, like, I'm disrespectful. I'm not going to comply with that. I'm not going to be complicit to that. I'm grown. I'm doing me. So what they going to do exactly what you told them not to do.
Yep.
Exactly what you told them not to do. That's why I said, if you don't want that in your establishment, you better, Randy, you better go send them some of them classic Beethoven tracks. without a kick and a snare.
All right.
Because like I said, that was his energy, man. Two things, man. Be careful. Be careful of the energy that you putting out, because what you think you may be putting out may be perceived as something completely different.
Yeah.
Number one. And number two, always stay professional with your response, no matter how unprofessional somebody is. Because I've seen some people knock somebody smooth out with no expression.
Yeah.
So you don't even have you'd be like, damn.
Nate Robinson.
Oh, no.
Nate Robinson.
You hate shit.
Oh, y'all defending Nate Robinson, man. Shame on y'all.
Ancestors are mad.
There's no defense. There's no defense to that madness.
Okay, I don't want to get on that. Never mind. Athlete is completely different thing from a boxer, but that we can move on to something different.
Nah.
All right, man. Well, y'all got anything else, man, before we slide up out of here?
Nah, man.
Yeah, well, I do. So everybody, thank you for rocking with us on another episode of Word on the App. But what I need y'all to do is make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button on all the platforms, the YouTubes, the Facebooks, Grit Sports Media, Lojo Speaks. Lauren, your podcast. You gonna plug that podcast?
Yeah, man. Check out the Fatherhood. I got a new episode coming out this Sunday, man. I gave y'all a little couple weeks off, but I got another episode coming this Sunday, so stay tuned for that. I'll have guests lined up for the rest of the year, so be sure 7:30 Sunday night. Tune in. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in and supported. The show is organically growing better than I expected. So I appreciate everybody liking. I appreciate everybody sharing the content. So stay tuned for more, because we just getting started.
All right, man. Also, man, Corey, let them know about your project that you got going on with Grit Culture, man. Let them know the last couple episodes that you put out, man.
Man, just tune in, man. Man. We got a bunch of shit on there, man.
All right,
yeah, so just tune in, man. Same thing we do on here, just monologues. But yeah, just stay in tune. Stay in tune with what we're doing, and we got a lot of stuff, man. We got a lot of stuff coming, man. We're gonna keep this train rolling.
Yeah, man. And on my end, guys, I just would like you guys to go ahead and make sure you guys check out the Three Pyramids Network Facebook page and the Instagram page. Basically, what that is, the Facebook page is basically other show, more of the podcast shows, and then also other things that I'm working on with other people. So yeah, man, check those shows out. The last episode that I dropped, audio is out today, and I think visual is out today as well. It's the I'm Thankful episode. You know what I'm saying? Thankful 2020 wasn't as terrible as for me as it was for some other people. So yeah, I'm Thankful episode. Check that out.
That's what's up, man.
With that being said, we will see y'all later. Stay tuned. Stay in touch. Keep an eye out on this page. You can have all the updates, and you can know what's going on all our other sites and everything that's going on. So
yeah, we got to
that being said, man, peace.